Well, hello, my name is Christopher Scott, and I am a small groups pastor of a local church. And in this video, I want to give you 4 tips that you can do and use to better facilitate a small group discussion by utilizing an assistant, right? So at the church that I'm a small groups pastor of, we encourage all of our small groups to have obviously a facilitator and then a co-facilitator or an assistant, someone that they can work together, and that, if the co-facilitator can't make it for that week, he or she is sick or whatever, the co-facilitator, the assistant, steps in and helps. But in this video specifically, I want to give you 4 tips that a facilitator can use to better facilitate a small group discussion by utilizing an assistant in their group. Okay, so the first tip is that you want to have your assistant maybe from time to time read from the passage that you're going to be studying. So maybe you're doing a small group discussion and you're in Philemon. You're going to spend 1 week just reading Philemon. Maybe your assistant reads the passage for the group. Or another thing you might want to do is if your group is using a Bible study guide like a lot of our groups do, there usually is some commentaries, right? So like we like to use the Wiersbe Bible study guides, and inside the guides there's little excerpts of his commentary that help guide the discussion and keep people on track. That's something maybe you have your assistant read the commentary and then you read the questions. That's an idea to do it there. So that's what you want to do. Your first tip is to have your assistant help you to read the passage or parts of your Bible study guide that you're using in your group. Second tip is you want to have your assistant maybe read the questions from time to time, right? So instead of you always pitching the questions out to everybody, maybe you kick it over to your assistant and say, hey, would you like to read the next 2 questions to the group? And you do it that way, just to mix it up and give it a little variety. A third thing you can do to have your assistant help you facilitate a discussion is to have your assistant help you to discern what people mean when they say things, right? So I know I've been in groups before where I pose a question out there and one person says this, and then I'm not quite sure how to respond, so I start to respond, and then my assistant kind of kicks in and says, what I think he really meant by saying that was this, right? So your assistant can be intuitive and insightful to help you kind of discern not just what people are saying, but the meaning behind what they're saying, or their real question behind what they're asking, right? So that's something your assistant can do, is to help be intuitive and insightful when difficult conversations or questions come up in your small group, okay? So and the fourth thing that your assistant can do is you want to have your assistant back you up on the things that you propose to the group, right? So maybe there's a new study that your group wants to do, and you think your group would really like it. Talk to your assistant beforehand, have your assistant look at it, and then you pitch that to your group and make sure your assistant is on board with it. Or another thing that makes good, healthy small groups is when a small group regularly, maybe a couple times a year, gets out of their group and serves, right? Maybe they serve at church together, they serve in the community together, and that's something you want to pitch to your group, but you want to talk to your assistant beforehand. Make sure you and your assistant are on the same page. That way, when you pitch it to your group, you got your assistant there to back you up. When a couple people kind of grumble or whatever, your assistant chimes in and says, I agree with so-and-so, me, the leader. I agree with Christopher, the leader. This is something good and important that we need to do. So that's something you want to do in your group, right? You want to talk to your assistant, make sure your assistant is there to back you up and support you with maybe the next set of curriculum you're going to propose, service projects, things like that that you need to, or if you want to take a break over the summer, or if you want to keep meeting over the summer, talk to your assistant and make sure that you two are on the same page. That way he or she can back you up if there's any issues. So 4 tips for utilizing an assistant to better facilitate small group discussions. Number 1, have your assistant read the paragraph or read the passage or from the commentary. 2, have your assistant maybe read the questions. 3, have your assistant help you to discern maybe what people are really trying to say or what people are asking. Have your assistant be intuitive and insightful to what's going on in the group and what people are saying and how they're feeling about what they're saying. And 4th, have your assistant there to back you up on ideas that you propose and things you suggest to the group. So my name's Christopher Scott. I hope this video was helpful for you as you learn to facilitate small group Bible studies or discussions. If you found this video helpful, you can subscribe up there and get updates for future videos. If you want to find other small group facilitator tips, I got a bunch of those videos up there. If you want to learn to use the Warren Wiersbe Bible study guides in your small group to facilitate a Bible study discussion, I got some of those videos over there. Or if you want some basic 5-minute introductions to books of the Bible, I got some of those videos over there. Thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you again in another video.